So today I'm with Ronaldo Bertoldi from WEG Transformers Africa, or WTA. And Ronaldo is talking to me because he's the author of an article called Considering the Full Picture When Selecting and Sizing Transformers, which appeared in the March edition of Electricity and Control. Writing as the engineering manager, and when I read through your article, it makes one realize that it's a very complex process, selecting a large transformer for an industrial application. But Ronaldo, you've been in South Africa for only 2 years, and what I would find quite interesting is to understand a little bit about your background and what ultimately brought you here.
Yes, I'm starting in WEG in Brazil in 1993 as an electrical designer. I designed small transformers, distribution transformers, medium power transformers, and then the power transformers, and especially special transformer for high current applications. Yeah. Then I moved to engineer manager with a WTD team in Brazil. And then I'm moving here, already 2 years I'm here in South Africa, and I'm manager now for engineering team in WEG Transformers Africa. The main purpose that I'm coming here is to transfer skills that we have and the technology that we have in WEG Brazil to our company here in South Africa. Obviously, we have many standards, softwares, and all of the technology that was developed during the long years, and now we are busy to transfer to our branch here in South Africa.
That's right. So the factories in Brazil have obviously been running for a very, very long time, from design, conception, design to manufacture. And now the process of bringing those skills into South Africa must be, in a way, it must be very rewarding, but equally it must be quite a challenging objective for you.
Yes, of course, because the background, the preparation that we have in Brazil, especially in that areas where WEG in Brazil now, there is an environment, industry environment, the people already start preparing the background when it's younger.
Right.
We have a technical school that people is involved on the company, on the factory, already have a contact with the equipment. And then when they come to work, they already have a good background to start working.
Yes. Now, let's, if I may, turn to the article. I mean, considering the full picture, and I think the key word here is the full picture. Large transformers are obviously massive capital investments for companies. And without taking away the need to read the article, what would you describe to industry out there as being the key criteria that they have to consider when they are going to invest in large transformers? What are the key things they need to look at?
Yes, to sizing transformers look like simple at first time.
Of course it does, until you understand.
Yes. But in fact, there is many items that you need to, and deep access to properly understand the needs, the application, the purpose for the transformers. Not only analyze for the investment for short time, the initial investment, but also the long-term operation and efficiency of that transformer for that application. One thing that we need to check is the operation, how the transformer is working, how the load starts, if it's direct start or common start, if it's a transformer working transmissions, starting motors, or step down, step up transformers. There is a different condition for, and this is affecting the size of the transformer. Other thing then we need to consider also is the distance from the source to the electricity consuming. Then if the distance is so long, we have a dropping voltage during the line transmissions. And these dropping voltages mean that you need to using thicker cables to transmitting this energy, this electricity, in order to reduce the loss that you have along the line. And what solution can come more efficient in this situation when can use it two transform, one from a step down to transmit long distance, and then at that point of that using the electricity, then you need to use a step down transformer, and then to the requirement for the load, and then you have more cost efficient and can use it for according your needs and the point of operation.
Ronaldo, one thing that always seems to me to come up quite often is that in South Africa, as you know, we've got fairly large temperature differentials depending on where you are in the country. Now that must be another issue which obviously is something you need to engage clients on so that the understanding is clear when specifying a transformer for these different applications, different regions.
Yes, 100%. As every other equipment, transformers, what's limited life on the transformer is the temperature.
That's the biggest killer.
Yeah. The temperature is affecting hardly how the operation gonna work and the life expectancy of the transformer as well. Because the insulation, that's a weak part of the transformer, and the insulation depends on the temperature where it's going to operate in the transformer. And obviously, if you're going to operate in transformer in a stable environment, it'll be very comfortable the transformer. But if the temperature is going to change from like a minus 10 degrees to 45 degrees, it's very hard for the transformer. And this must be taken in consideration when you size the transformer.
And you would design to accommodate that,
yeah,
providing you're aware of the application.
Exactly. You need to design for
Well, Ronaldo, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you all the very best. And in particular, if I may say, the opportunity you have to transfer skills into the South African economy, I believe that's a very important thing, and I want to thank you for that as well, and I look forward to seeing how things go. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. It's very important for me as well to have this opportunity to be here and also have the chance to transfer skills for me in particular. Is also very important.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.